What's up, everyone? My name is Enya Nudu, and I'm a third year medical student. And this is a story about how I tore my Achilles and the recovery process that ensued afterwards. So, this is a picture from Friday, August 12th, 2022. I was playing basketball with a group of my friends, and we were playing for like a couple hours. I think we had just started second year, so we were just like full of energy, and it was a great game. I personally don't think I was wearing the right shoes. I was wearing like some weird Skechers, um, and I felt it. Like I was like, yeah, these shoes aren't the right shoes. There were so many factors involved. But then, I kind of just like, I heard a pop. I thought it was like a basketball. And then all my anatomy knowledge just kicked in. And I was like, wait, I can't like, can't plantar flex. And that's basically you just can't stand on your toes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't plantar flex, guys. I think I tore my Achilles. Like I tore my Achilles, and everyone was like, "Nah, you didn't tear your Achilles. Like, there's no way you tore your Achilles." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure I tore my Achilles." It was the weirdest feeling ever. Like it just felt like my foot just felt like rubber. I couldn't like move it or anything, and it wasn't that painful. It was more so just like a weird numb feeling. Um, but luckily, I go to med school. So a group of my responsible classmates took me to the emergency department. This is a picture of me at the emergency department, and they got me in at the right time. That was the right thing for them to do. And this is them taking an X-ray of my foot. And some of you might be wondering, an X-ray, isn't that for bones? Yes, you're correct. But they were also like trying to make sure that, I didn't break any bones and just trying to rule out other stuff. Um, at this point, it wasn't clear if I had really torn my Achilles tendon. And an X-ray wouldn't be able to definitively tell if a patient tore their Achilles tendon just because of the way the X-ray works. You would have to use an MRI, and that's what I eventually used. But the good thing here is my calcaneus, which is it's basically like your heel bone. It was intact, so I guess the X-ray wasn't for waste. They just still had to see if everything was working the way it was working in the foot, if that makes any sense. So soon after, this is like the day after. So I'm just looking at my phone. This is Saturday, the 13th of August, 2022. I remember waking up this day and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a boot on my foot. Like, I really don't have an Achilles anymore. Weirdest, trippiest feeling ever. Not being able to like move your foot. But, I just had to live with it. I was still at school, so I was just studying. That's on the left, you can see that's a book called First Aid. It's like I was studying for an exam called USMLE Step 1. Um, and yeah, I was just studying. I had school, and you can see my foot is outside of the boot in this photo because I just wanted to air my foot out. But um, yeah, I was just studying uh, and just waiting to get in contact with an orthopedic surgeon through my primary care provider. But yeah, I was just chilling, having a good time without an Achilles. It was a little hard, but I knew that I just had to stay positive there's a lot of data that points to the fact that, if you have like a really positive outlook about your condition, you are going to heal faster. So this is just looking at my phone. So I got injured on the 13th, or sorry, the 12th of August. This picture here was taken on the 22nd, so 10 days after. And I still had not gotten my, I think this was the night before my Achilles surgery. So that brings us to here, and this is also the night before my Achilles surgery. Actually, no, I lied. This is Wednesday, the 24th of August, and this is 2 days after that last picture. And yes, this is the night before my Achilles surgery. And this was just like one final look. I just wanted to like, look at my feet and be like, oh yeah, this is what they look like. Just before anything ever happened. Like I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, like I'd seen videos on YouTube and also like I've shadowed a few orthopedic surgeons, but I've never seen like an Achilles surgery. And also, this is like going to happen to me, so I was very, very concerned slash scared, but they had me covered. And this is me on the day of my surgery. So the 25th of August, 2022. This is 13 days after my injury. And yeah, that the left foot is the foot that they actually did the surgery on. You can see this foot right here. Um, they just put a sock on it because it gets really cold in the operating room, and yeah. So the next picture, this is right after my surgery. I was just super relieved that it went well, and I think maybe the anesthesia hadn't worn off because I was really, really happy. And my friend who drove me home was like, "Yo, like you were you were on something else." But yeah, no, I'm super happy for the whole treatment team, all the nurse techs, and all the scrub techs, and of course the anesthesiologist, and last but not least, my surgeons who really came through and just fixed me up. But that was just the beginning. So this is 13 days after. And if I'm forgetting anyone else in the treatment team, I just want to say y'all did a great job. Everyone did a great job. Um, so yeah, they put me in something called so it's splints. So it's not actually a cast. This is pretty much the day after the surgery, so Friday, the 26th. And now we're getting to the end of August, so we're almost getting to the 1 month mark. And I wasn't allowed to get this wet for until I got it off, and that was the worst experience of this period of having the splint. I just couldn't get it wet, and this was the time when everyone was going to pool parties and stuff. I still went. I still went to a few pool parties. I just tried my best not to get close to the water. And yeah, I did a good job. And yeah, this is my scooter. I love this device. So for the 13 days before I got injured, I don't think the scooter had come in. So I was just crutching everywhere. And like my upper body became like super defined. It was crazy. I was like super tired. I'd crutch to class like every day, and I'll just be like panting. It was crazy. But this is the 31st of August, 2022. So it's at the end of the month, about like 15 days after my injury, and still I was not allowed to weight bear. So you can see my knee on this. scooter, and I was just not allowed to put my foot on the ground, and that was pretty hard. There was one time because like I live in New Orleans, and I was just like trying to get home, and there were just like potholes everywhere, and I fell off the scooter, and like I actually like landed on the foot with the splint on, so like my surgical foot, and that hurt so much. I was freaking out. I thought I had re-injured myself, but thankfully nothing happened. So just a note: be sure to like be careful when you're on these scooters because you can fall off, and you don't want to get injured again. This is just me doing yoga. I did a lot of yoga during this time, and I still do yoga. I think this was taken on the 9th of September, so almost a month out from surgery. I was really careful, of course, and I think just really getting like a feel of my body with the splints on was really important. Just so I wouldn't like have something called kinesiophobia, which is just like fear of movement in certain ways. Yoga really helped me kind of understand not to be like too afraid of certain movements, and just to understand that certain movements are perfectly safe and fine. That's just another picture with me and like my splints on, or actually, huh, I think, no, at this point, the splint was completely taken off. This was, let's see, this was the 21st, September 21st. Yes, I remember. Um, they took the splints off. I think this was like 30, they had it on for about 20 to 30 days. Usually it's supposed to stay on for like maybe like 20-ish days, less than that, but I think my surgery fell like on a holiday or something, or like there were just like a lot of holidays in between, so they couldn't take it off for some reason. But yeah, when they took it off, like it was weird. I couldn't even control my foot. This was still just the beginning. Like I hadn't even started physiotherapy yet, which was the most important part.